And we're live.
And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people, friends. I got to go non-gender specific. Is that anyone?
Yeah.
People, friends. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Asoka. This is
I'm
Rob. There's
Rob.
Rob over there. For those of you not familiar with Rob and myself, we've primarily focused on DC action figures, DC collectibles. Rob has been collecting for years, and he was recently at the McFarland Toys uh, influencer event last week for New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
So Rob is going to talk about that experience, and we'll just take it from there. This is our first live stream, everyone, so please be patient as we work out the nerves and the kinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we could dive right into. We got one viewer so far. So that's good. We'll see. I bet you it's D Sniper.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
How do I see the comments?
Actually, I'm just guessing. I can't see who's actually watching unless they leave a comment. Do you see a banner like over to your right, like anything to see the comments?
Yeah. It says private chat, but I don't know how.
Interesting. All right. Well, if someone leaves a comment, I'll try to broadcast it. So, okay. Well, anyway, let's get into it. So, Rob, it's so awkward. We haven't done a live stream in so long, but it's okay.
I know, right?
We're gonna be all right. So, I mean, my instincts are to ask you about your life story, give the audience a nice preamble to who you are. But you know what? Let's just get into the meat of the thing, bro. Let's talk about the McFarland Toys influencer events. And while I do that, I'm actually going to share my screen. Now let's go to your Instagram. So the fine folks at home can actually see what we're talking about. All right. So here is Rob's beautiful Instagram page. Rob, 27.5. Look at this. Man. Look at that. Amazing. All right. Oh, shoot. Okay. What did I click
I think when I went to the event last Wednesday, it was like, I don't know. I think I was like around 20, was it 23?
I think so, dude. I think you gained quite a bit of followers just in that, just by doing that event,
Yeah.
So, nice work. But all right, let's talk about it. Okay, so first of all, this event was for, use the dirty term, Oh, there's John, Aesthetic One, showing his support. Sorry, I got excited by someone commenting in there. So this was hosted by McFarland Toys for folks like yourself who are big support. So I have your stuff. John was my my little comic book mule at Action Figure Mule. I have to go and pick up his stuff. Anyways, we'll get into that. But you were invited to this event, and tell us about the event, Rob. What was it like? It was hosted by McFarland Toys. Who was there? Who wasn't there? Was Todd there? Tell us all about the event.
So obviously, I wasn't planning on going to New York Comic Con this year, and I got an invite from McFarland, and I was like, well, if I'm going to this party, I might as well, check it out and go at least one day to New York Comic Con. My buddy John, who's in the chat, and Pac, who just showed up too, we're all going to the party, and it was the first time meeting John. It was dope. I mean, I've been friends with him for like 3 years, but first time actually getting to see him in person. Everything that I imagined he was, great dude. Love that guy.
Pac,
same thing, just legit dude. So we went to we Ubered over and waited in line, and then Netflix showed up because they were, they have The Witcher, and they wanted to see, I guess, if there was any other properties that McFarland could, take over.
Yeah.
So I think there was, your Targets, Walmarts, that type of thing that were looking, the sellers trying to do that type of stuff. And then there was, other influencers such as Sir Dork was there. Jared's a stand-up guy. And then, the McFarland team, and trying to think of who all else. There were some people I didn't really get to talk to, so I don't know everybody who was in the room, so I apologize. But
before we get further, I got to ask you, Rob. So this is you've been doing the Instagram thing for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Well, this is like your first like legit. Your Instagram got you to an event with McFarland. So
Yeah.
what was that? What does that feel like to like be
It
in that room with those people?
yeah, it was like very surreal because it was like, you know, you walk into this place and there's like the professionals all around you, and here you are for the first time. It was just so totally surreal, is the best way to put it, and honoring and humble, and it was great.
And well deserved as well. Because as you can see from Rob's amazing Instagram account, his photography is phenomenal. So very well deserved, Rob. So that's awesome. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but
Yeah, no
tell us
problem.
like so talking about
So
some of the. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue
yeah,
what you were saying. Yeah.
so like you walk in the door and you get your lantern. You check your name off, and then they had like Black Adam display. That's the lanyard there. And then on the back was the sorry, my brain's not working right now. It was the gunslinger photo that McFarland had.
Oh, we'll get to this later.
Yeah.
Oh, the
So
gunslinger photo that was designed by one of their artists over there, right? One of
yeah,
their amazing photographers.
yes.
Nice.
And then on the right side was like all like your goodie bags filled with. It was a McFarland bag, tote bag, and it had a Black Adam on throne, gold label movie Catwoman, where it's like you can actually see her mouth through the
Yeah.
mask. I feel like there was a bell from the Mirrorverse, and there was like Academia, or however you say that,
Oh
my
yeah.
hero, was in there, and then there was comic book, the Gunslinger comic book, and then there was the new Batman comic book with the new toy photo of the rebirth. So that was pretty dope to see.
And where is I gotta see if where's that picture? It might have been in your story where you showed. Actually, this might be it. There it is. So
Yeah,
this thing
that was in the
is
middle of the room. So like when you first walked in, there was
yeah.
the the superpowers and the Batman 66 right on the right. This was in the center of the room. Then there was near that was like the Henry Cavill Witcher stuff. And then the Spawn was by the window. Same with the DC and Avatar. And then there was my hero towards the other side. And then the photos of, McFarlane was, all around the room. And then they had a caricature artist there who, if you wanted caricatures done, I didn't end up getting one. I just was so busy talking to people. And then they had like I don't know what they're called. They're the digital art. Is it the NFT?
The
I think.
NFTs, yeah.
Yeah. So they had an artist there displaying like all the stuff that you can do with that. And it looked really cool, especially like the Spawn stuff. And then they had, drinks and alcohol. So
What kind of food do they have, Rob?
my favorite was the mac and cheese balls. But they did have like, I want to say lobster or shrimp or something. I don't know, like little, like, bite size, appetizer stuff. I don't know. I'm not a
That's all right.
foodie.
It's all good. Well, I gotta ask you about this picture.
Yeah.
I
That was
mean,
towards
the
the end of the
man,
night.
the myth, the legend, Mr. Tom McFarland. What was it like meeting him?
Oh, it was so awesome. I mean, stand up, dude. I know I keep saying that, but like he came into the room and made sure that he made his way around to everybody, which was really nice. And I when I finally got to meet him, like I shook his hand, and it was funny because there is video of it somewhere of me shaking his hand for what seemed like 3 minutes, just shaking his hand while I'm talking to him, and he's listening to me talk, and I'm just rambling about like I've collected everything from Spawn to Batman to like his Spider-Man stuff, and he was a huge inspiration that I went to art school,
Oh,
and all that type of stuff. And just that, I have still all those comics, and I'm, an influencer for the company, and I was showing him my page. And then he was just, he was impressed, and it was really touching, it was that he cared, or at least,
yeah.
seemed to care.
Dude, that's amazing. I mean, it's like one of our like heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
we're comic book nerds, so it's like Tom McFarland, and
Yeah. And
it's
then I asked him to sign my lanyard. So then I think I started a trend because I think everybody else had that. He was signing other things. He was signing like toys. toy like window boxes and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, Pack I think tried to get him to sign his Todd McFarlane action figure, but I don't think that happened.
Oh, bummer. Well, at least you got your lanyard signed.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Well, that's great, dude. All right, so let's talk about some of the actual action figures that you got to see. So let's bring up Mongol.
Yeah, first
So-
I asked if I could actually, because everybody was looking at the figures,
Yeah.
and nobody was really handling them, at least that I noticed. And I was like, may I pick this up and demo this for Instagram? And they're like, yeah, sure, go for it. So props to Pack for filming it. And just, the articulation's pretty sweet. I mean, there's no ab crunch, but the ball joint at the waist is plenty for him to like actually, move.
And I love the green for the gauntlets.
Yeah.
And like the facial expression like looks fantastic.
Yeah, and there's a good range of head movement, not so much up, but down especially. But I could really see this body buck for like Dark Side or whatever. But I mean, it's just a fantastic figure. When I saw it right away, I was like, okay, guys, you do know that you have to make a Yellow Lantern Mongol, right? And they're like, yeah, we know. So, and I said, where's Sinestro? We need a Sinestro. And they're like,
That's
yeah. So they didn't really want to spill out like what's coming out, other than like, because the next day we got even more information, which I didn't even know what was going to be announced, because what we saw was just like this. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's in the pipeline, but I'm hoping, like I've been saying, like we need more Green Lanterns lore.
No, dude, and this figure, you're right. It's gonna be a great like Yellow Lantern Mongol base. It'll be great for Dark Side.
Yeah,
I can't place what exact comic book this is based on. Is it like a rebirth or New 52?
I think it's
New
the
52,
newest
right?
version of
Okay.
Mongol. Yeah. And I did talk to them about, because I got to talk to the store managers for online, and they remembered me from my issue that I had with my Booster Gold and Blue. And so like I found out about that and why, certain things happen the way that they do. So like, just going off on a tangent real quick. Okay, so people always ask like, why is this figure released, like say the gold figure of Robin released before the standard version, or how comes what did we have? The red version of the Red Hood versus the standard Red Hood, that was
Right.
released. Why did that happen? Well, it's mainly because the production facilities just made that figure first, and so they pumped it out, and that's why. Like they were both sent to the factory at the same time, but they decided to make that figure first.
Oh, fascinating.
And I guess that's out of McFarlane's hands because it's whatever the time slot they are. So they just got that figure first back, so that's what got sold first.
I would imagine it's hard to like store it if they did
Yeah.
want to like try to release the standard version first. Where are they going to put the So okay, that makes sense. What else did I'm curious? Your issue with Booster Gold. What happened? There,
No,
Rob?
it was Blue Beetle.
That's right.
His head would not stay on the neck peg,
Yeah.
and it just kept popping off. And so I just contacted them, and now I know who I'm contacting when I talk to them. Super nice guy. But yeah, they've been having shipping issues. I know, like because I ordered a Catwoman, and I didn't order the bundle, and it sounds like people who order bundles get their orders first because it's easy. Then they do like the singles, and then when you order like a figure here and a figure here and a figure here from this line, those get last because they take the most effort.
That makes sense. Do they give you any insight into like, for a while GameStop got everything first?
Just
now,
that
like,
it was just, they got their stuff together. I mean, it takes a while for them to get it right off the boat sometimes, compared to because sometimes when it comes from the shipper containers, it goes right to the stores versus going right to them. And, I don't know how that logistically also, works out, but I think they've honed it in now. But they did have an issue, which I see that they've cleared up. It's with that Batman wave that you just got.
Yeah.
Because I ordered the Catwoman, same time, and everybody's been getting their stuff, and I still haven't gotten it. And I was like, you guys ship pretty fast. Like, what's the deal? And they said that apparently they didn't get enough Catwomans from the factory, but they got a boatload of Batmans. So it went to the bundle people first, and then so I just got a shipment notice, I think this morning, that it got shipped. So, it's all good.
No, that's fine. One last thing about Mongol, which is funny, like it already went up for pre-order on Amazon. I think like 2 hours ago. I
guess it's going up tomorrow on the McFarland site.
It's nuts. It's like, it's so impressive how quickly they're showing us these figures. Like, dude, you remember back in the day, we'd see stuff at Toy Fair in February.
Yeah.
And we'd be lucky to get it by the end of that calendar year. More likely, it would be like the next year. So
yeah,
that's my old man talking. Oh, we have a question here. First of all, D Sniper, great to see you,
buddy?
sir. And then let's see. There's a question. Any thoughts on the paint or color choices? The wrong blue for Asbat and green for Green Lantern. Rob, I'll let you take this one first.
Yeah, I didn't get to ask them that. I was kind of like all like, and seeing stars and type stuff. So but I would just think that it's just that, they want to do something different. They want to keep trying things. They, I know that Todd likes to have his own spin on things. So I just chalk it up to that.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Like, from what we've seen from McFarland, they like to do more unique, never before done figures.
Yes.
But I think they understand there's definitely a market for the classics, but they still don't want to just give us a purely classic figure. I think Blue Beetle and Booster Gold definitely.
Well, when I was talking to them, I said, I did bring up the Robin thing with the shoulders.
Yeah.
I said, you have this Kid Flash Wallace West, and it's an amazing figure built on the Superboy John Kent body. But you can clearly see the ankle like boots where it's just painted over. I said, what if you guys would make just like a single clear buck for every figure that you're like going to use parts of? That way you can take the shoulder off it and just use that shoulder for like that, and then you wouldn't have that problem. And then so you could take parts off of it where you need it to be just plain, or you could just paint it as is. Kind of like DC directed with Essentials.
No, that makes sense. What was the reaction to that comment?
They said that's a smart thing to do. Like, that might be something that they're going to look into. Because I said, if you have a single clear body buck, you can take parts off and then reuse it. So,
No, it makes sense.
There was a figure there that I didn't photograph. Pac has it on his video. It was the culmination of all the Justice League characters into like that bat robot thing. I didn't photograph it, and
okay, we gotta look at
it kind of like, at first I thought it was like a prototype because it's like all different colors, but then that was one of the things that was there that night.
Was it a Build-A-Figure or what was it?
I don't know if it was a Build-A-Figure or not, but it just looked like a crazy mech bat thing.
Oh, sweet. All right. We'll have to check that out.
I gave up on reading metal just because it's not my cup of tea. So,
I mean, listen, metal is...
Pac said it's the Megazord from Dark Metal.
Oh, shoot. I don't think anyone's shown that. Like, I didn't look at...
Pac has it on his video.
Okay, I will be going over, and there's D Sniper with his comment, Justice League Megazord for that Toyman made. Oh, yeah. Awesome. And Pac Photos, guys, first of all, shout out to Pac Photos who inspired this. I was on a Pac Photos live stream a few months ago, as with RobDToys. Afterwards, I'm like, I'm going to give it a shot myself. So I want to pay homage to Pac Photos for inspiring us. Hell of a nice guy right there. Thank you, Pac Photos. All right, back to your beautiful page. Okay, so thanks for that context, Rob. Let's talk next about this Two-Face.
That Two-Face is amazing. Everybody in the room was talking about this. Like, I mean, I love the Batman 66 line, and people were like, I don't remember that in there. And I'm like, well, they're pulling it from the comics and the animated. And I personally love it. I think it's fantastic. Beside it was the lunchbox Batman with the eyes painted white and stuff. I don't think I have it
Oh,
in there. I do have it in my stories, or I did have it in my stories, but I might be able to pull it up too. I don't know.
don't worry about it.
But it looked amazing, and I wasn't planning on buying the lunchbox, but man, colors.
I know, dude.
It just looks so good.
You
in
see kind of
person.
back there, but
Yeah,
I did it. And then you got King Tut. Are you kidding
yeah.
me?
King Tut was dope, and then the next day they announced Eggman, so that was kind of cool too.
Oh, and this King Tut looks
Right? He's
awesome,
amazing. Cloth.
dude.
There it is.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
with the white eyes.
Yeah, white eyes, and the mask looks really good. I mean, it's
Oh,
the
dude,
same
that
figure,
mask.
but and then the Tim Drake, no, the Robin, his greens are darker, like a
Oh
darker green.
yeah. Oh,
I think it's
like
it looks more TV accurate, to be honest.
Pack Photo mentioned that he messaged me, so let's take a look. Guys, ignore all my messages here. There should be any. Oh, this guy! I totally missed this. Holy cow!
Yeah,
dude, this is fun. So, is this a mega fig, guys, or what is
I don't
this?
know. I didn't ask about it because, like, I was so amazed by Frankenstein and Mongol that I was like, I totally overlooked that.
Wow, that is awesome! I can't believe I missed this. That's how much news was coming out last week.
Yeah.
All right, let me go
and that's
back.
the thing. Like, I was trying
Thanks,
to post at the same time because like Avatar was hitting too, and that Avatar stuff is incredible. Like after I saw the Banshee with Sully or whatever, I just went on and to Amazon and pre-ordered it because it was amazing.
Dude, I agree. Like the Amazon stuff looks amazing, and I wish I won't do it because I'm trying to stick just to DC. But man, it's so tempting. Anyways, corporate billionaire had a question here. Any idea why the mega figs are getting kind of smaller? I think they should be be more like a Swamp Thing size, but now the newer mega figs are Devastator size, and that was a single release back then. That's a great question, corporate billionaire. I don't have any insider info on that.
Personally, I think that the Swamp Thing's too big. I would
Yeah.
have liked him to be the size of Solomon Grundy. But that's my personal opinion. That's the size that I like for Swamp Thing.
I agree, and I think Bane should have been about the size of Solomon Grundy as well.
Or at least Lobo. Bane. I mean, Lobo is a nice size too. What's up, Brad?
Have to pay homage again, Brad, the DC Universe geek, the guy who started it all for us on the DC YouTube landscape. Brad, getting a little emotional here seeing Brad on our on our live stream. Guys, we're trying to get Brad to join us maybe next week for a live stream. So we're gonna see what's happening. He's in Canada, so they have different rules over there about things. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. But Brad, thank you for watching, sir. Love Brad. All right,
yeah, Brad's good.
He's the best. All right, let's get back over to your page, Mr. Rob. All right, let's go back now to the actual event itself.
Yes.
Starting off with, the new superpowers line. Okay, before we get into the new stuff, what's your take on the new superpowers line?
I absolutely adore it. I think it's fantastic. Having, all the figure or most of the figures when I was a kid, these are just so much nostalgia. It's like eye candy for me. And I now have the complete set except for the Batwing.
What's the hesitation on the Batwing? You haven't found it, or? I
have found it, but like it started out at what, $19.99?
Yeah.
And then it jumped to $29.99, and I'm like,
that was some impressive inflation. Like that was like within 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. So just going back to the party real quick, like it was really nice to meet everybody. It was great to meet the people in charge of the concept, what figures get made, trying to pitch my own ideas. And they said that they're I think out to 2024 now.
Okay, what ideas did you pitch?
Of course, the Monarch, Wave Rider. And I said more, Green Lanterns. That I named all the Earth Green Lanterns. I said a Kilowog Build-A-Fig within the Green Lantern Corps. Just all of it. I said more Aquaman, which I didn't know at the time they were going to release the Page Punchers.
Heck yeah.
So
Did anyone give you any winks as to like, sure,
No,
buddy, like, or nothing? The good
nothing.
poker faces, huh?
No, yeah, nothing.
Did you get into any insight into like how they plan these releases? Like, is it just internal chatter amongst them? Like, do
No,
they
I
like
didn't
monitor?
ask. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'll have to ask them that next time. But
Yeah, I don't want you to be like Ted Koppel over there trying to
yeah,
get to like you're
and
trying
I
to do
mean,
an
I did get to
expose.
meet the guy who runs the social media for McFarland.
Oh, nice.
One of the best dudes in the world. I love that guy. Like, I ended up spending a lot of time with him the rest of the week. Uh, you know, him, me, John, Pack. You know, it was just great.
I mean, that must have been so much fun, just like meeting people from the community, like Pack,
Yeah,
like John, like you mentioned. I know we were kind of all like siloed here in our little world, so it must have been kind of trippy to meet folks from the action
yeah,
figure community.
yeah. It was just a great night. Like, it was definitely the highlight of the trip. I think, just and from what I understand, it was a big hit, and they're gonna try to do it every year.
Well, that's amazing. Hopefully, I can make it next time.
Yeah,
No. All right. Well, thank you, Rob, for the party highlights. Well, let's talk a little bit more about what you saw at the actual Comic Con. So I have your picture of the new superpowers. What are your thoughts on what we're seeing here?
yeah. So we went in just to do the. We went into the event, and they had the Flash Page Puncher like gold edition.
Yeah.
So it was like a foil comic and gold boots instead of the yellow for Flash, and it was really cool. So they had the reserved seating for all the team members and all that. I wasn't too far back, and the one John's buddy, I can't think of his name right now, but he's a writer for Young Justice TV show.
Oh,
So I got to
nice.
sit beside him, and we were talking. It was great. They first went through like the movie Maniacs, then they got to Avatar, and then they came upon, this DC stuff. The Wonder Woman is my favorite. I think everybody's favorite is Deathstroke because it does look like it can fit directly into the old line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all three. I mean, without a doubt. Cape Master's gonna be hit up again for all the Cape orders for
Man,
this.
Cape Master is becoming a legend amongst the
Oh yeah.
community here. I,
Um,
I don't know, dude. Like, I want to collect these, but just the space, and it's like, it's tough, man. I love them,
yeah,
especially when you see them at the store.
yeah,
They're like made to be bought. I mean, it's classic superpowers, like our nostalgia, our youth, and
right.
they're so cool too. But I'm gonna try. I don't know, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I gotta
because
buy.
the leaked photos of Wonder Woman didn't have the stars. So now with the stars, it totally makes it even better. And I'm just glad that we're getting, that classic Wonder Woman. Um, oh, another figure I pitched was a Nightfall Nightwing. I
Now, I
said,
mean, I actually have.
yeah,
I can't reach him. I have the DC Direct version, but I would love a McFarlane version of that. That's
yeah,
such a classic. Like he's gone through so many costume changes, like
yeah.
really subtle ones too. You know,
Yeah,
like
because I really liked the blue with the two fingers that went
yeah,
down.
yes, that's a great look. So that'd
Yeah.
be amazing.
So
Okay,
what they said
yeah,
about these, the plane's obviously going to be clear plastic. They said it's not going to be totally invisible because you're going to see screws,
yeah.
but it's for all intents and purposes. The one thing that people have been saying, going back to that Wonder Woman, is like she doesn't have a sword or a lasso, which I'm sure like third party people can probably make. But yeah,
Did,
I mean,
did they
I think
mention that, like that they were going to do that or not, or did it even come
no. I
up?
mean, we just saw this. I mean, obviously you see the weapons in the other guy's hands, but
Yeah.
nothing in hers. So that's kind of bummer. But
Oh, it'd be nice to get her a weapon.
yeah,
What do you think about this Batmobile?
I love it. I still wish I had the original because that was still one of the best Batmobiles to date. But this kind of reminds me of that And then that Batmobile from the Batman from like
Yeah,
the 2000s, it's kind of like that.
it
I just
is. Yeah,
hope that the blue is kind of the same blue and the windshield is like that orange color.
that'd be nice. That looks great, dude.
Yeah.
Anything else on this one? No. All right, let's go to. I think this is the one that
Yeah.
has. That's a cool little room right there too.
Yeah.
The whole setup.
Yeah.
There's Todd. Oh, here we go,
Yes.
baby. Yeah, now we're
So
talking.
the signal was my like wow moment. Excuse me, because like I've wanted a signal for a while now. So.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see a Jim Ballant Catwoman, and then
It
of
is.
course the blue and gray.
And I love the sheen on that blue and gray Batman, like the metallic,
Yeah.
like silvery look. I hope that comes out on the figure itself. But man, I love that. And you're right. The signal, Mattel came so close
Yeah.
with their Duke Thomas. But no, it's great we're getting this. Okay, and then we got Superboy. And is that like a? Oh, I can click on this probably a little better. Let me try. Where's my zoom in? Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit.
It's like it doesn't want to.
Not really. All right.
Well,
so,
if you go to my page, you can see it.
yeah, go to RobD page. Oh, look, I can now like froze the names on it.
Oh,
But
no.
the Superboy.
It's like a modern take, I think.
Which is fine. I like that Young Justice look.
Yeah,
him.
it's he's got like spikes on his shoulders.
Okay.
It still looks like that. I think again, Todd wants to change things just to change things. The Eradicator looks amazing. I think it's using the same body buck as the Hush infected Superman.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah, you're right.
The only thing that I'm kind of like, I wish it was like a little better, is that the cape I don't think attaches to the S like in the
Oh, dude, good call out.
and
bro.
then it doesn't
Yeah.
have the blue down the arms. It just seems to be down the center of the body.
What storyline is this Eradicator from?
This is
It's like,
a more modern Eradicator,
yeah.
where he has like that jet black skin and stuff. But I'm thinking of buying two, and here's what I think I'm going to do: keep the body, but since it's using the same body buck, I can take the skin, kind of like how I switched out Bizarro, like
Yeah.
right here, just heat it, like peel out the thing, and then use the normal head. The only thing is the visor. It kind of looks like the visor's painted on instead of an actual visor.
I hope I hope it's a visor.
Yeah, I don't want it to be just painted on. The cape, I kind of wish it was like in a different like position, but I don't mind it. I'm just happy that we're getting it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, it looks amazing.
So if we got these two, the other two can't be that far.
It can't
behind.
be far behind. No. What do you think about Mr. Freeze?
Oh, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
I think the Mr. Freeze looks really awesome. I think I don't know if like white would have been the perfect choice for it, but
yeah,
I do think that the mold itself is pretty rad.
Yeah, I think it could have definitely used some more paint. I mean, just like, yeah, it's interesting. Like it's an all white. I love the design though, man. The sculpt is there. That is a fantastic sculpt.
And the fact that we're getting like a freeze gun, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, as D Sniper mentioned, maybe we're gonna start getting more weapons. It's possible.
Yeah. And then Joker, I don't know. I just think he's okay.
He's fine. It's a nice Joker, but it's like they've released a lot of Jokers.
Yeah.
So, but that's fine. It's a nice Joker. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so there's the Mongol and the Frankenstein.
Yeah, and the Frankenstein looks amazing up close too.
Yeah,
because that was on display. I'll definitely use some of the ammunition from the pack that I got for that guy. So,
dude, I love Frankenstein. I love this how they went this obscure.
Yes.
Like
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got.
Oh, I did pitch Zatanna. So
okay, that's a good pitch right there.
So we didn't see Bane at first.
Yeah.
It was just the 4, because what Todd said with his Build-A-Figures is he doesn't want to be like the other guys that make you buy 6 or 10 figures just to get everything. Yeah. He wants to just do it in 4, and then you can build it. So you're gonna build Bane, and I think it's gonna be cool.
Dude, I mean, and that's awesome that he only makes you buy 4.
Yeah,
And like, especially a wave like this, where I think most of us would have bought them all anyways,
yeah.
But no, dude, that is awesome.
I would like to see Catwoman,
Oh yeah, that
but
would've been-
I get it. Like you can only do so much.
I
But
would have
hopefully we
liked
can do more.
Catwoman. Like, I like Scarecrow,
Yeah,
but I think I would have liked Catwoman instead of Scarecrow.
yeah.
And
I mean, all of these figures. Well, Scarecrow was in every single movie.
Yeah.
The 2 Joker and Two-Face was obviously just in one, but Bane. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, their sculpts speak for themselves. So
And I'm glad they went with the Dark Knight suit, not the Panther suit from Batman Begins,
yeah,
because I do not like the neck on the
No.
Batman Begins suit. So, how fun, dude! There's Egghead.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
he's awesome.
So, I mean, this line must be doing pretty well for them to keep making
Yeah.
more of these, So that's great. There's that one. Cool,
Yeah.
dude. So, what excited you? I mean, did we hit everything?
There's Spawn.
Oh yeah, Spawn. Let's talk about Spawn while we're there.
Well, and what's kind of crazy, like, is so in the convention, there's no reception. Like, I couldn't. I was trying to post while I was in the floor because I wanted to get the scoop before anybody. And then they did a Q&A, and then Todd was giving out the gunslinger Spawn with the horse to the people who were asking questions.
That's awesome.
And as soon as it was over, I hit the door and I ran to the window and I started posting. So, and I guess it works because like I noticed that everybody was using my pictures, and shouting me out. So I thank everybody who did that because it definitely helped to grow my channel.
Yeah, dude, great job too. And these Spawn figures look awesome. I love.
Yeah,
it's funny. I barely read Spawn, but man, I buy a lot of Spawn action figures.
Yeah.
So the medieval Spawn, I found that interesting. A few people pointed out that it was first going to be like a Kickstarter. I think JC pointed that out.
And I don't know if it still is. He did mention that he is still planning to do a Kickstarter. It's just he hasn't figured out the logistics and time of that.
Look at this.
And we saw those guys yesterday.
Yeah, I know, right? They're already hitting.
And I did see him in person, which is amazing.
That's awesome. I ordered this guy on the very right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are great.
Yeah. And then the page punchers, which people are like, but these are going to come with 2 figures instead of just 1.
Oh, that's sweet.
And there's new molds for like the 2 figures.
Did they talk about the DC page punchers at all? Like, I guess that's some of the stuff that's coming out, but
yeah, they didn't really talk about that. The reason I showed this picture because he talked about the licensing with Spawn and stuff, and they asked him to do it, and he said, and I don't know what's going to come about, but he it's Todd, so he's like, I said I'm going to do this, but I get to make figures since I can do both properties. So if we get figures from this comic, I'm going to be like,
I mean, I'm sure that's a foregone conclusion, right? Like he's got to do the figures.
I mean, it would sell, I would think.
Dude, it's going to do so well. Like,
especially in the styling art of Greg and
oh, dude. I mean, if they gave us a Greg and they're doing all those variants. I think Jim Lee's doing a variant. Obviously, Todd's gonna do some covers. Oh man, that's gonna be so cool. And it's so fun to see like a crossover like this. It's been years and years since we've seen like Marvel and DC used to do it for a while, like when we were younger.
Yeah.
But this is great, dude.
But like what Todd said was really cool because somebody asked him about like the price increase and stuff, and he said, his investors, are telling him that he's crazy. He needs to raise his prices and stuff. And he said, look, guys, you've given me a good life twice over. I don't need more money. So I'm going to hold off because I can. I said, let the other guys do it first so that people, bitch and complain. And then
Yeah.
when we do it, we're like one of the last people to do it. He's like, because we're eventually going to have to anyway. I
Yeah.
mean, we're going to get to a point where we're going to have to raise our prices, but let's not be the first ones to do it. So
That's I mean, it's a great philosophy. I mean, that's why people love Todd, man. You
yeah,
know?
I mean, I think he's doing it right. I mean, some people, give the line hell, but what I was saying to the guys at McFarland, I'm like, people complain about the articulation, but what is it about this articulation that you can't do? That, I mean, these figures are not Spider-Man. They don't need to do every pose, and they're obviously clearly listening because the wrists are fixed, the ankles are fixed, and I explained to them, this is how I would do a neck and a waist, because people will Dremel a notch in the one part. I said, just do that. Even DC Direct had that peg that went like this on the neck.
Yeah.
I said, if you just give it one more articulation point like that, you're good.
Well, I was laughing because you know how I feel about articulation.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, I personally don't care because like 90% of the time, as you can see behind me,
yeah,
they're just in museum poses.
Same over here, man. They're just, and
I mean, I pick them up, I play with them, and I pose them mainly for photos, and then I put them in the stance. And I know that's boring, but that's just what I do.
I think that's most people. I think it's like when you buy a car and it doesn't have a feature, even though you would never use that feature.
Yeah,
you're still feeling gypped, or that it should have that feature.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So, as far as what was your favorite reveal while you were there? Like, what was your favorite thing? Like,
I thought I did have.
Did I miss something? Oh, here's some.
That was the Plunderlings. I got to.
Oh, Plundering.
Yeah, dude, those guys are so amazing. There's only 4
Hey, that looks
guys.
familiar there.
Yeah,
this looks familiar.
There's only 4 guys that work for them.
What?
In the company? Yeah, Ricky, who is like the owner. He obviously, I was wearing my shirt, and he saw me, and he's like, Rob, totally awesome, dude. I want them to do well.
Dude,
they're fun.
Yeah, and look, man, they used your photography.
Yeah,
dude, that's amazing.
I did get to talk to Brian Flynn, who that was another star-studded moment.
Oh, he's the Super 7, right?
Yeah. So I was waiting in line. Then I told him how amazing that I was that they are doing Silverhawks, because it was one of my favorite cartoons. I showed him like my Instagram page. I showed him like my photos that I had, the 100% complete collection of the vintage line. Yeah. And he was just amazed of how clean they were. And I said, like, look, I keep these in bubble wrap when I was a kid because I was so OCD.
And I dig that about you, Rob, how OCD you were as a child.
And like I told him that I was trying for 2 years to get in with Super 7. And so he had me like talk to someone else. So who knows what's going to come out of it. But I will say that Brian Flynn is a fantastic guy. Like, he is so respectful for everybody in the business. And I just love that about him.
He, I'm curious. I mean, I'm not a Silverhawks guy at all.
Yeah.
But like comparing what you saw of these in person to, was it the RobDToys version?
I have the RobDToys. These, the Super 7s on display for, they're coming out later.
What did you like think about what you saw here versus like the RobDToys one?
Okay, so the RobDToys, what I love about them is it's a modern take. So it's not adhering to anything. Like, it's their own separate thing.
Okay.
And they're amazing. Like, I love the styling of it. What I love about the Super 7 versions is that these are the animation versions.
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the same line as the Thundercats. I threw Snarf in there.
Yeah, I threw that.
And then they showed Wave 2 unpainted.
Oh, shoot.
So that's pretty dope. But these are animation versions. They have the articulation. Like, I think it's single jointed. Everybody complains about that. But again, I just keep them museum poses. So
museum poses.
My only gripe, I mean, I love the pearl. I wish it was less blue and more of like a neutral gray for
Yeah.
Quicksilver, but it's not the end of the world. It's not going to stop me from buying it. So
I think they look cool. I'm glad I don't collect these because
Yeah.
they're expensive.
yeah,
But they look dope.
yeah. There is a slide where I showed the page punchers. I thought
Did I skip it?
maybe it was,
It's over
or maybe you
here.
didn't go far enough.
Maybe. Oh, there's Frank. You're totally
Yeah,
here it is. Okay. So first of all, Frankie said we already touched on it, but
Yeah.
man, that looks fantastic.
Next
How is
slide.
the sword? Was it flimsy at all, or was it?
No, it was like somewhere in between.
Look at that face.
Yeah,
Wish we had that for Halloween already.
yeah,
There's that way. There, the Avatar figures look great.
yeah.
Man.
They do. And I'm not a huge Avatar fan, but I was like engulfed in these figures. They spot on.
So you ended up ordering them, Rob? You ordered,
just because I saw them.
Hey man, nothing like a good old impulse buy.
Yeah.
Look,
but I
thank you for
think go
coming.
back to the not the day of the actual convention. There's Jared and I. Yeah. Go. Yeah, I'm pointing at my screen like you can see what I'm pointing at. No, the Bane, that one. Yeah, slide through those. There. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh,
there.
duh. Missed the whole section here. Okay.
Yeah.
DC Direct. First of all, the sheer amount of figures we're getting. I mean, not only the ones they announced at here, but like the prior weeks before, the week after. It's insane. What do you think about these guys?
Okay, when this first slide went up, it was the first time seeing these.
Yeah.
I just screamed, like yelled, like yeah.
There's an audible gasp.
Yeah.
For RobDToys.
And I was just clapping, and like everybody started clapping, but like I was very vocal in how like the Page Puncher 7 inches. It's a great line because it's actually a DC Direct line. So they're products made for a comic book. Now these comics, the one thing that people said, like, you know, you should do like a different image or a different comic for each figure so you could get like a 4-part story. I don't think they're going that way with these right now. They're doing one story, but instead of the same cover, each figure is going to have a different cover.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
and I love these designs, and that Aqualad, he looks amazing. I mean, he looks very comic accurate.
He looks so great, dude. I mean, I skipped the Target Ocean Master.
Yeah.
So I think I'll definitely have to get this, and I love that Aquaman, dude.
Yeah.
That is
he kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Mezco with that armor.
Yes, it does. Pack had a comment here. I remember your interview with Todd at Toy Fair 2020 a long time ago. You told Todd you wish DC had more figures that came out. Yeah. You're right. I literally told him at that Toy Fair, like, hey man, Marvel Legends has stuff coming out every week. How come you guys can't have stuff coming out every week?
Yeah.
And be careful what you wish for. So there you go.
And then the Page Punchers 3, and then whatever is next in the next slide. Yeah.
Man, I dig these Page Punchers, but again, like I don't want to open them. I have one. It's on
well,
the
you can reseal it.
You can, but it's like then what? I can't. I don't have any wall space to put them on the wall.
Yeah, you know? I don't collect them, but I did order the Hal Jordan. So,
speaking of DC Direct, whatever happened to Jim Fletcher from DC Direct? Always loved watching interviews with that guy. Jim's amazing.
I don't know.
As far as I know, he was still with like Warner Brothers in some capacity.
Yeah.
He's on Instagram, D. If you go to the people I follow, he's on there and he posts pretty regularly. Nothing DC related really, but reach out to him. Send him a DM. Ask him. That's a great question. Yeah, he's amazing. All right. And then all right, cool. And while we are just looking at your page here, so I know you set this Kyle for me through John, so thank you. I have to go pick that up. But man, dude, the way you're able to catch like the details, the graininess of the costume in your photos, it's fantastic, dude.
Thanks, dude.
I love both of these figures, and I even love this Deathstroke. Just because it's such a cool version.
Is really cool.
Just really dope. All right. Well, Rob, so your whole New York experience, what was your favorite reveal that you saw? That got you the most excited?
I think for me, honestly, I think the Aquaman 7-inch page puncher line.
Yeah. I mean, you're an Aquaman. You have some really nice Aquaman collectibles.
Yeah, that and then the superpowers, I think, are my next. Yeah,
those are the next ones. All right, fair enough. Cool.
But yeah, you got to come out because like
dude.
I ate so much pizza that
bro, I've been there numerous times for work trips.
Yeah,
and I just gorge on that New York pizza. It's so freaking good.
John and I went to the top of the Rock. It was awesome.
Next time for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could have been there, but you know what? Thank you for representing the DC community and New York Comic Con, Rob, and for whispering sweet nothings into the McFarland folks. I tried to influence them.
Yeah, I tried.
You gave it a shot. You gave it a shot. Well, listen, I'm gonna let you go. You spent an hour with me. I know it's almost like 11 o'clock over there or something.
It's 10:30.
It's 10:30. It's late. But this is good. This is good. We can keep talking for an hour about various action figures. But let's save it for another event.
Absolutely.
We'll do this again. Rob, pleasure talking to you. To our 5 to 7 people who watch this: D Sniper, Pack Photos, John, Brad, the DC Universe Geek. Who else was on there? Polaroid Sandpen. Thank you for watching, Corporate Billionaire. Appreciate your support. We're going to do this again. It was fun.
Absolutely. We got to get Brad on.
We got to get Brad on. We'll get to at least 15 viewers for that one. At least. All right, Rob. I'll let you go, my friend. Thanks so much for doing this, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. Take care, man.
Take care.
Bye.